This podcast is a part of the Royal We Network.
Spit on me. I sharpen your knives. I love it. That's what that guy's singing.
I will come to your knives. Please bring me your dull knives.
Hear him every morning. I always thought it was some religious thing.
He's just selling the sharpened knives, which I don't
That's
understand.
a little song. That's great that he made a song about sharpening the knives.
Welcome to another episode of the Royal We. I'm Sam.
I'm Nate.
We're a podcast, and you're listening to it. And we're here today to talk about Russia.
Awesome.
Was that a weird one? I could tell by the look on your face that I stuck the landing, I think.
Yeah, I think they know it's a podcast if they're that far removed.
Imagine they don't. What is this?
This is an educational show about fishing. Well, still, it'd be a podcast.
Could you do a fishing podcast?
Yeah, you can talk about anything. You can talk about fishing.
I feel like
Fishing.
a good part of fishing is looking at the fish,
But no.
showing them how big they are and stuff, and
Well,
holding them up. And
but still, talking about how to catch them, you don't know. You don't see a fish till you catch it. All that's theory.
we don't even know if there's fish down there.
That's fish theory, yeah. Podcast about fish theory. Are they real? We haven't caught any yet. We don't know.
We don't know if fish are real.
We have no idea. This
Someone should email. Hey, are you going to email those guys and tell them if fish are real?
yeah, this is 1318.
Let's not burst their bubble.
Yeah.
They've been doing 12 episodes so far. They haven't gotten
Yeah, they can just
definitive proof.
Yeah, there's like sonar devices you can just put on a boat.
Or
just,
go to a store.
just go look at a fish.
An aquarium. You don't have to go buy a sonar device.
Who are these people that they have the
Money to buy a sonar device.
No, they have the idea, they have the ability to set up a podcast and put out a podcast, but they don't know fish exists.
Or they're dubious. They're not sure.
Dubious.
Like
I've never seen a real one. I've
seen the
live
singing one.
Oh, yeah.
On the wall.
Singing Bubba Fish or whatever it is.
I like the idea of they go on they need to test if fish are real. So they do, instead of doing all these much simpler things, they jump to buy a sonar device.
Yeah.
Instead of just go to a store, an aquarium,
Go to a pet store.
you wouldn't even have to go a kilometer from here to find a fish.
No. But one time, I went to a pet store one time, this cracked me up so hard. I was laughing like an idiot in the middle of the store. And all it was is there was like all these different fish tanks. It was like just a pet store. But they had one tank. It was sitting in the middle of the floor, full of water, nothing in it, and a handwritten sign taped to it. It said, sold out. Like there were people staring in this tank, like, I don't see them.
I know this place sold these fish.
Are these those clear ones? I can't see them. Sold out. It's self-explanatory. It's a glass, empty tank.
I went to a hardware store. This has nothing to do with what you just said.
Sold out.
I went to a hardware store, and at the end of one of the aisles, there was a parrot with no feathers, like a
real
live
one?
parrot, like in a bird cage, I guess.
Yeah.
No feathers. And I don't know why this is something I did, but I took a piece of paper out of my pocket. I wrote on it, naked parrot shivering in hardware store. And then I put it back in my pocket. And then I bought what I needed and I went home. Weeks later, I found that piece of paper. And I was like, why am I such a lunatic that I decided, I wrote it down.
I thought you were going to hang it on the parrot cage.
No, I just kept the piece of paper.
I need to remember this.
Why did I take a note?
To remember.
I need to. Anyway, man, we're a
Yeah.
podcast. We read news articles usually. Conjecture-based conversations. We're here today to talk about Russia, one of your favorite topics.
I love Russia.
I might even be number one favorite topic of yours.
It's up there, man.
If you had to guess, okay, I have, through podcasting with you for years now, being your friend through college and all that, I have a pretty good idea of things that are in your wheelhouse. Russia, people getting hurt,
Yeah.
people losing their minds.
Yeah.
Right? What would you say? So I would say number one is Russia for you. What do you think my number one is? What's my go-to? What's my wheelhouse, man? Because I got you pinned, man. You're definitely Russia.
Yeah. I like Russia. It's up there. It's a good one. I never want to turn off Russia. If Russia comes on, weird Russia stuff.
I'll let you think about it. You can brew on it what you think my wheelhouse is. But let me tell you about, this is a royal we first. I found two separate headlines they have to be pointing at the same story. And it's all of our favorite things to talk about.
Ooh. Okay.
I'm going to give you the first one. I'm going to give you both of them back to back. Okay? Russian zoos raccoon in erotic video dispute.
What? Okay. Okay, fire the second one at me so I can try and put these together.
Second one is Moscow Zoo. We're honing in.
Yeah.
Moscow Zoo sues after nude raccoon photo shoot.
Well, okay. So here's what I'm thinking. What?
All raccoons are nude.
Or are they nude until you shave them? Like that was a naked parrot you saw in that store. If that parrot had, because we're just applying our construct of clothing to animals. Animals' clothing is their fur or their feathers.
Who's going to shave a raccoon and then sell you tickets to look at it?
We had octopus sex acts a few weeks ago. That's a thing.
But the first one is an erotic video dispute.
Yeah. So I'm thinking
They're making raccoons fuck?
I'm thinking somebody got naked with a raccoon.
Is that against the law?
I don't think.
Maybe but during zoo hours.
Maybe in Russia. I don't know what the rules are on exotic erotical stuff.
Exotic erotical.
Exotic.
Dr. Seuss's
Yeah.
hidden.
Could you with a raccoon? Could you in the afternoon? It'd been better if that was reversed.
Notes.
Yeah, Dr. Seuss's work. His work.
So there's a zoo somewhere in Raccoon. There's a zoo in Raccoon. There's a zoo in Russia.
In Moscow.
Where raccoons are having nude photo shoots. And there was erotic video. There's a dispute. Okay, so they're selling tickets to it. What's the problem?
Oh, are they? Did it say anything about selling tickets?
No, I guess that's
we
true.
put that in there.
That's true. It's a raccoon. It's a zoo, though. I mean,
so a zoo.
People are going to go see this. So the dispute's probably like, why did you do this to this poor raccoon?
Maybe, or they were just found out that the people at the zoo were doing it. And they're suing, you know what I mean? Maybe they weren't selling it to the public. Maybe somebody just came in, models, and they're like, hey, I know this guy,
they're taking nude models with
pictures with raccoons.
But why are they saying?
But maybe that's a shaved raccoon too, and you got a naked person with a naked raccoon.
Here's the problem with headlines: there's no punctuation because maybe it's a nude, raccoon photo shoot.
Yeah.
So it's a nude raccoon photo shoot. So it's a photo shoot with the raccoons where the people are nude.
That's what I'm thinking.
But wouldn't it be a nude? There's better ways to express that.
Yeah. Maybe it's lost in translation. I don't. Yeah, I don't see the big deal as long as you're not messing with the animal. I don't see why. I mean, being naked with an animal is not. There's nothing wrong with that.
I don't know, man. I don't like animals to see me naked.
Who are they telling?
They're not telling anyone, but they're judging.
But they know. You can see it in a horse's eyes.
I never liked it. Like when I used to have a cat, when I used to live with my parents, and I was naked and the cat saw me, she used to fill me with shame.
Yeah, it was weird. Like, you ever been fooling around, the cat will jump up on the bed, and you're like, get off.
This never happened to me, but I've heard stories of like a wet nose will touch your butt or something, like a dog's nose.
No, yeah, I've never.
Like, God, get the fuck out of here.
I've never had that happen, but
I've heard that. We've both been reading the same shit.
I have had that thing where you look over and when a cat is just looking at you with that look, you're like, oh my God, go on. And you're throwing me off. I can't.
Oh, yes, human. You're not even biting her neck.
Where's all the growling?
Where's all the screaming and biting? Cat sex is a violent ordeal.
Everything pretty much when cats interact it's on the cusp of being violent most of the time. Not every now and then you see two cats that are pretty buddy.
Yeah.
But a lot of times I think they're ones that are born together, you know.
Born together.
They were like brothers or sisters or brothers and sisters.
Huh. Well, there's some nude raccoons out there.
Yeah, I don't know I don't know.
Here's another thing that I just don't know. The theme here today is just not enough information because, I mean, typically that's what we do. But okay, here's another one that I found myself. If you guys want to send us headlines, and you should, as royalwecast@gmail.com or on Twitter @royalwecast. Send us headlines, guys. We'll talk about them. Here's one that I found myself. Vasectomies peak during March Madness. I can't imagine there's any correlation. I bet you it's just...
This makes sense.
Why? Bets? People are losing bets?
I bet. I'm thinking. No, I'm just throwing this out here. It's probably in a situation where, because I'd say more times than not, it's probably the woman in the relationship is wanting the guy to get a vasectomy.
Okay.
I'd say more often than not.
Okay.
And I bet this conversation has come up over and over and over again. And I bet somehow it correlates to March Madness.
If you just let me watch this,
if you just leave me alone and let me watch March Madness, I'll get the fucking vasectomy. Just let me watch my ball game. What? I bet that's something to do with it. And it comes down to some sort of agreement.
What a You're losing out on that end of the deal. Let me watch my basketball game and
It's March Madness, man. People do crazy things. That's why it's called madness.
I think it's people are losing bets.
You could be. But March is also in the spring when people tend to want to copulate more.
So put it into that
It's either the spring or a long, cold winter.
for the rest of your days.
It's a long, cold winter.
You know that a vasectomy can be reversed?
Yeah.
Like it can grow back like fucking Wolverine?
Yeah. Yeah.
I think that happened to my dad.
Life finds a way. Man,
I want
like
to say my
Jurassic
youngest
Park.
sister, my dad has like Wolverine powers. Is that true?
No, they can grow back.
Did it happen to my dad?
Well, I don't know. You need to ask him. Mr. Marks, phone in.
How'd I dick?
How that dick, Dad?
How'd I dig, Dad? How them boys? They full of March Madness.
Full of March Madness.
All right, Dad, so email me about your dick. So, next headline that I found myself. This is one. Oh, these are two. Hold on.
Seems like that would be so strange to me.
I mean, what I think it is, I think it's...
Because you still orgasm, you just don't produce, right?
No, stuff comes out.
Just not
No swimmers.
sperm.
No swimmers. Yeah, you still get seminal fluid because your prostate's still there.
Okay,
And I think the prostate's making... That's the big show.
that's the big show.
In more ways than one, man.
Prostate, the big show. Sometimes it gets too big and you got to get it removed or something.
It puts pressure on your ureter and you can't pee.
Can't pee. Yeah.
Bladder facts with Aiden Sam.
There you go. You learned something, motherfuckers.
I already knew that. This is a long... Oh, no, wait a minute. The way that I pasted these, I'm like combining headlines. I'm going to read these as the combined headline because I think they're stronger.
Okay. Well, but it's okay. But it's no fact.
Well, none of these are really facts anyway, but...
What do you mean?
Okay, I guess I'll read... No, I'm going to read them together.
Don't do it.
Okay. No, I'm reading them separately and then we'll... Okay.
Jesus.
Your cereal is sending you a subliminal message to help B-Man run a circumcision service from his cabin in the woods.
Okay, that sounds like a man who wears tinfoil on his head because the government is listening to his thoughts through the fillings in his teeth. That is who wrote that. Oh, wait, did you run them together?
I did.
You did, damn it. I knew, okay.
Damn it. Okay, there is a man who's running a circumcision service from his cabin in the woods.
To who?
Facebook. It says, man on Facebook is running a circumcision service
I'm
from
not
a cabin in the woods.
I'm not going to a cabin in the woods to let some guy circumcise me or anyone I know. I mean, that's hard times we've come on. Is the country in that dire straits where you can't afford to get a circumcision if you need one? You got to go to a guy in the woods?
You know, someone's on your case, you're trying to make a couple more money, make ends meet. Who's thinking, I got some skills, I can cut dicks, I mean...
Right, is he a former... I mean, where's his training this? Is this like the olden days when like a Jewish guy would go around on a cart and go from town to town circumcising kids? Does that happen?
Bring me your dicks. I will cut them.
That's completely out of... No one knows what we're talking about.
The episode started with us talking about that.
Oh, okay.
That was recorded.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
There's a guy who drives around. I'll give a little bit of context. We didn't really talk about it. There's a guy who drives around here with a megaphone.
On his vehicle, just honking out early in the morning.
And he's just shouting Chinese. And Nate for a long time thought it was religious.
I thought it was like a morning chant or something.
Because it's in Chinese. We can't speak Chinese.
Yeah,
really.
and it's like... Da, 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 da. And he's saying something over and
Every
over.
day.
Yeah, every morning.
And Mike told me, Beautifacts, friend of the show, that it's... Also, Bonting told me, he's sharpening knives. Like, you're supposed to go meet him and he'll give you...
So it's his knife sharpen jingle.
Yeah.
Which is great.
Yeah. So there's a guy selling circumcision services, but the other headline was, your cereal... I've just mixed this all up. Your cereal is sending you a subliminal message to help bees.
Okay, well, no, now. I don't know if it's subliminal. It's just blatantly... They came out that Cheerios is giving you... They'll send you like 20,000 clover seeds or something to throw and help grow plants to help the bees.
That's liminal.
That's straight up liminal. There's no sub to that.
Maybe there is a subliminal message.
Now, if it said that if like Alphabets told you that, then that would be different. Like Alphabets is
we will send you.
Yeah, it's just telling you stuff.
Will they send us flowers?
I don't know if they'll send this over here. It's probably continental United States, I imagine. But we should hit them up and be like, hey man, bees are important everywhere. I've seen one gigantic bee here.
Oh yeah. That was when your back was hurt.
Yeah, and I couldn't get away fast
enough. It came
enough.
right front for you.
And it hurt us. It was like, because we left the screen open in the window and somebody walked in and said, oh no, don't leave the screen open, bugs will get in. As soon as he said that, this enormous bee goes, it's like on cue, it was like, there's my mark. He's like, and this bee just flies out. I'm like, no! Because it came right in, and it was big as my thumb, just a giant fucking bee.
It was ridiculous.
and I was trying to get away. I was like, oh God, no! It was my worst nightmare. Couldn't get away from this enormous bee.
It was ridiculous.
And it came in on cue, like a cartoon.
Well, okay, so there is that liminal message of them sending the seeds to you.
Yeah.
But, I mean, Cheerios. Maybe there's some, like,
Subliminal message. I don't know what...
UV lit message on the box. Maybe there's some sort of...
Because it doesn't tell what cereal. It doesn't say...
Your cereal is sending you...
Your cereal, so...
My cereal.
Yeah.
Is sending you a subliminal message to help bees.
I think it just has to do with that Cheerios thing.
So the way that this combined, because the bee and man were... It said to help bee man run a circumcision service from his cabin in the woods.
Right. That's better. I'm with you. This is Collider. Super Collider. I just met her.
But I can't think of anything that the cereal... I mean, how does cereal send a message? I mean, I guess you could be reading it on the back of the box. It could be in the commercial.
Yeah.
It could be in the commercial.
It could be in the commercial.
Help us.
I don't think it's the bees talking. How
Oh.
subliminal does it have to be for us to even understand bees?
Help us.
Help us.
Where's my bee so the gringo?
Come on, help us.
This is a weird choice I made.
We're not going to make any more honey.
I'm a born Liverpooler.
Now, we don't send seeds to the Liverpool.
Send said seeds, sir.
Sir, we do not send said seeds to Liverpool.
Okay.
Moving on. Yeah, whatever the noise
Whatever
is.
it is today.
Whatever it is.
What? Our impressions are apropos nothing. They're surprises to us. they just come in and then they just evaporate.
Yep, best way.
Oh, by the way, it's Ringo Starr. Okay, goodbye. Church reverend pictured with potato chips on his nipples during 4-day cocaine and ketamine fueled bender.
Awesome. That's the church I would like to visit once. But he's not doing that. So this is uncovered. He went on a coke ketamine bender, and but that sounds like
Picture with potato chips on his nipples is the least.
That's what I was saying.
Why start with that?
But I was thinking like maybe this guy's so vanilla that even on a coke ketamine bender, the most crazy thing he got up to was put potato chips on his nipples.
Oh dear.
Because that's not like one of those things where you're like, oh my God, what are the stuff we don't know about?
I would talk about it. Like if I came across
We might talk about it.
of a holy man in my city, if I found his phone.
A holy man in my city. It's like something 2,000 years ago would say.
If I found the phone of a man of cloth.
A man of cloth?
And it had weird photos on it. Not like, dirty, like fucking things. Like if it was like,
Just that type of stuff.
like
weird
a
stuff.
nipple, him doing coke and like.
Cheetos up his nose or.
Yeah, he's got the Pringles making a duck.
Yeah.
Church reverend pictured with Pringles making him a duck.
Yeah, well, see, that one's the thing. I think it's the coke ketamine bender that's raising the questions. But the fact that any man of, or person of religious clout
Is
or
cocaine
whatever.
against the religious?
Yeah, against the religious. You're not supposed to do anything. Your body's a temple. You're not supposed to do anything that damages.
They can't drink.
No, you're not supposed to drink I don't think drink to excess. I think wine and stuff's okay. You're not supposed to get hammered.
Caffeine? I know Mormons can't drink caffeine.
Yeah, I think it's that's why there's so many religions, man. Because everybody's like, oh, no, you can't drink. And another guy's like, nah, I'm going to drink a little bit, so we're going to start this religion. We're drinking a little bit's okay.
But no pork.
Yeah, no porn. And the other one's just like, man, I don't think any of them, I don't think porn's good in any of them, is it?
I said pork, but okay.
You said pork? Oh, pork.
All right, pork.
Yeah.
No, porn.
My mind's in the gutter. Oh, porn? Yeah, porn.
Church reverend picture with potato chip. I mean, I bet you if you just were dressed as a reverend, people would probably give you cocaine.
What?
I bet you can get free cocaine if you're dressed as a reverend, especially if you have potato chips on your nipples. But I mean, like if you're just wearing a reverend's uniform.
Well, a reverend just is. I don't think they have a uniform. You'd have to be like a priest, priest uniform.
Okay, you're a priest. You're dressed as the Pope,
So you're dressed like a priest.
and you go downtown.
You
and
think people just give you cocaine?
I
That'd
think
be the
here's
last
what you do:
person I would give-
you start the conversation like, "Listen, boys,
Listen, I'm on my way out. I need some coke and some ketamine.
No, you don't go that far. You don't go straight for it. Pope's got to come around the back.
So it's the Pope. Okay. So it's king. It's,
No, the Pope. Honestly, the Pope could probably just tell his fucking red hat dudes like,
yeah, he's got that. He's got those minions.
bring me the finest powders.
Yeah.
I've read about the powders. Why does the Pope talk like this?
I have no idea.
Okay, you're a man of the cloth. Look, I'm gonna say a legitimate thing.
It's so hard to find kosher blow.
I'm not even gonna try it.
Oh.
Imperceptible.
Yeah, okay.
Imperceptible.
From Magic.
A Woody Allen impression. That's good enough.
It's imperceptible from an impression of Woody Allen, apparently.
From Magic.
It wasn't even Woody Allen. That was just, okay.
That wasn't Woody Allen?
I'm saying no because it was so bad.
No, that wasn't even.
No, that wasn't Woody Allen, man. I
So-
can do way better Woody. I ain't doing it, but I.
So, like a priest or a reverend or someone.
Yeah.
He's got the costume on. He's going down there.
The costume.
Everything I say is funny, apparently.
like Big Bird. I don't think they reckon. I don't think they call it a costume. Man, let me put my get up on and get out here and preach to the masses.
He's got the whole robe. He's got the hat. He's got whatever. He goes out there and the conversation starts with like, you got to turn your life around, boys. Like, right? So like, they're like, all right, old man. Blah, blah, blah. But then it turns like, well, what's so good about this stuff anyway? Right?
Oh, so then he's like,
I bet you that they would then be like, oh shit. I bet you they would give him some blow.
I bet they would in that case. Yeah.
Right?
Anybody trying to sell blow is going to sell it to anybody.
I thought about how to get free blow in like a minute.
Oh wait, free blow. He's not paying for it. They're just going to give him a hit.
Yeah, yeah.
All right.
Do you think they would?
I think a lot of people give people free drugs to start with. That's how you get them.
I bet you a man on a cloth can get free drugs even easier than most people.
Okay.
Do you
probably
disagree?
No. Well, I don't know. I have no idea. Yeah, I don't know.
It's like that idea drove away.
Yeah. See you later.
Here's something every now and then. I guess this is just how things work. You know, you get to a certain age, you read stuff, and then you read and see a lot of other stuff, and it mixes with your memories, and your memory's not infallible, right? Obviously. So then you start believing things, and you and I are kind of a maybe insightful nature. We're willing to question the things we think. I have something that I don't need. I read this, and then I went to say it to you yesterday.
Oh.
And I decided that it was bullshit. Like, I was like, this can't be true. And I didn't even tell it to you. I want you, okay, podcast court.
Okay.
All presiding. Everyone rise for Judge Nathan Carter. No, that's the lawyers.
Yeah.
You're the judge. What's your judge name?
Big Boss Cart.
Cart? All rise for Big Boss Cart.
The Honorable Big Boss Cart.
All rise for the Honorable Big Boss Cart.
Be seated.
I believe I read somewhere in a reputable place, not just a fucking YouTube comment, that men and women have a difference in their skin composition, where a woman's skin, I don't know how to lay this out exactly, a woman's skin slides around like the connective skin to the bone and meat and fat slides around more, and the man is more firm, and that's why they're able to open jars better.
Okay, I was with you until the opening jars thing. Because, yeah, okay, let me go through my thought process as you laid that out. I was thinking, okay, there probably is a difference in the composition of men and women's skin. Women tend to have fairer skin. They have nicer skin for the most part. That's where I thought that was going.
That's where it went to.
Yeah.
I was saying it, and then when it came out of me, I was like, no.
I believe that. Well, that's totally believable up to the end. But then it's kind of like some dude like mansplaining. It's kind of like, okay, yeah, because of like, sure, women have different, tend to have fair skin, nicer skin than men. Okay, and then it's like, okay, the connective tissue, maybe, okay, there's maybe something to that. But then it's like, so that's why they can't open jars, am I right? Am I right? That's stupid.
What if it's real?
It may be, but just the way that's laid out, doesn't that come across real asshole-ish?
I
That's
mean,
like,
exactly. But I read that, I was like, huh. And then I went to say that to you because one thing was trying to open a jar, and she just gave it to me, and I opened it. And I was like, well, you know the reason for that. And I was like, no, there's no way.
But I mean, it could be anything. It could be the torque because you have bigger hands. You get more torque on the thing.
One thing, no big hair.
Well, someone with big face hugger hands. I don't know. What's with your hands? Squealing.
But you know, like every now and then you'll read something and you're so sure. You're like, you just take it as face value. Like, oh yeah.
Well, a lot of times, like we were saying, if you ever read something and you're like, yeah. And then as soon as you start to say it, when it comes out of your mouth and becomes an audible thing, you immediately go, no. Like in your head, like reading it and in your mind, you're like, yeah. And then when it comes out of your mouth, you're like, no, that sounds stupid. When you put it in the air and when it comes out into open audible air, it's nonsense.
There's no way that's how that works.
Yeah, because all that made sense to me. I'm like, okay, these could be things. That's why they can't open jars. That's the
I
question.
knew that's where it was going, and it surprised me too.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know where this court's going.
Oh, is that sexist bullshit? You think?
I don't know.
I forgot why we're even in court. I forgot we were even in court.
Yeah, kangaroo court. It's the
Right. I mean,
end
maybe
of it
there's
comes
something to
across
that.
as sexist bullshit, the way it comes across at the end. But I mean, it may.
I mean, there are obvious
I
physical
don't
differences
know.
between men and women.
Right. Yeah.
I've got a bigger dick than most women.
Usually.
Yeah.
You never know.
You never know.
You never know. Boobly, blue, blee.
No, that should just be backwards. Because
Why would it be backwards?
it's
The
you
less-
never know.
Oh, the less you know. Give me back that knowledge.
It goes forwards and then you didn't learn shit.
Yeah. You thought you learned, but you didn't give it back.
Writer horrified after Google uses his expose to spread lies about caramelized onions.
Oh my God.
What could he's
Horrified. Horrified.
What could they be saying about caramelized onions?
That Google is saying. But what's Google? Does it mean people on the
And
internet?
why is Google using people's exposés to spread lies about caramelized onions?
And what's this guy's expose about onions? What's this guy writing about?
Have to use his expose. His expose. So he did an expose. He's exposing something.
Yeah, he did an expose on onions. Caramelized.
And Google was like, we're going to use this to spread lies.
I don't know. I don't know. What's he cooking? I mean, is he a chef?
It's got to be a chef. I mean, one thing I've read is that on cooking shows and on cooking books and stuff, they'll just be like, do this and do that, and then caramelize your onions, and then just go to the next step.
But so maybe it's like, well, how do you caramelize?
Well, caramelizing onions takes like 40 minutes to an hour and a half.
long
Like,
time.
it takes a long time to do it right. Mm-hmm. Slow and fucking slow, and you can't let them burn. You can't.
Yeah, if
right?
they get too burnt, then yeah.
So they'll be part of a 30-minute cooking meal.
Cooking, right.
So then they'll say like, oh, then set caramelize your onions. They'll keep going. It's like 30-minute meals. It's like, well, no, fuck you. Just the caramelizing the onions takes.
That's a whole different step.
Yeah.
You got to caramelize your onions.
So Google spreading lies about that?
So maybe that's what it is. Maybe this guy maybe he did an expose saying just that. Hey, this is just so you know, it's a whole different step. And there's what you got to do to caramelize onions correctly. And then Google says, just caramelize your onions. And this guy's like, horrified. Lies. Horrified.
Writer horrified after Google uses his expose to spread lies about caramelized
Do you
onions.
have, okay, we should have one executive decision.
This one?
I want to hear more about this. We should have one that if we need to, we can lay that card down in the show to read more about it.
Now.
Let's start that. Or not. Who cares?
Well-
We're doing it this time.
I gotta find, hold on.
Gotta do what it's gotta do.
I don't know where I found it. I think probably here. Well, let's read the article then.
Let's read it. We're using executive decision.
I mean, we should do it at the end of the show, because, now you can't use this if I give you any more headlines that you think are more tantalizing.
Okay. Then let's keep going. And at the end of the show, if we want to come back and revisit something, we can.
Here's a pull quote from the article.
Okay.
People care about being told the truth.
God damn. Okay. So this is high on my list. Okay.
I don't really have much more, to be honest.
Okay.
I have,
Well, I've got something. I've got a fact.
I only got one more article.
Okay.
Okay, then you got your facts. You go.
All the fact is, and these are questionable facts with Sam and Nate because they're presented. I found these as facts.
Questionable everything. Oh, you remember that list you had of just like...
Facts.
Yeah.
This is it. This is part of that questionable list. Questionable facts with Sam and Nate. Mr. T's golden necklaces were collected from people he beat up as a bouncer, and he wore them as a challenge for them to try and take them back.
But he's just stealing people's stuff then.
You can get it back. I ain't stole it. You can get it back if you can beat me, fool.
Fool.
pity
Is
you.
Mr. T
I pity you.
still alive?
He's still alive. He's still pitying fools. I like Mr. T.
Yeah.
He's a good-hearted man.
What am I supposed to say, whether that's true or not? Is that the game?
I don't know what it is.
That's plausible. I can imagine he was a bouncer. He's a big dude.
Yeah. Once again, it's one of those things that, who knows?
End of game.
Game over. That's been questionable facts.
Would you like to hear my last headline?
Yes.
This is... Yes. Then I'll lay them all out for you.
Okay.
And you can choose which one you want to hear more about, okay? So we've got last headline. This is one I found myself. Guys, send us headlines. New Zealand's Wanganui, I don't know how to say it, Wanganui River granted legal status as a person after 170-year battle. Now, if the river...
With what?
If... With
Well, okay. No, okay. If a river is sentient and wanting to be recognized as
Right?
a person, give it to it.
Yes.
If this chair comes alive and goes, hey man, I'm a thing.
Please don't sit on me.
Where's the question in that?
Apparently there's a river in New Zealand. This is how we're hearing about it.
God, see, this is coming up as a good, close runner.
Imagine that. Imagine, you know the movie Bicentennial Man?
Yeah.
You know, at the end, there's like a whole court battle about whether he's human or not.
Yeah.
But imagine it's a river,
How do you get a river in a room?
and it's a lot of court scenes. Mm-hmm. Like you ever seen? There's like a horror movie, the something case of Emily something.
Oh, the taking of Emily.
Yeah, it's just basically a court drama. It's not really. I mean, it's a horror movie, but it's more really just a court drama. And I was like, that's not what I signed up for.
Yeah.
Imagine a court drama about whether a river was a person, in which it just every now and then cuts to these like landscape, like these like
with like Robert Redford on the river,
just like a river,
like fly fishing. Robert Redford fly fishing in the river,
and there's the sound of a babbling brook.
And he's just fly fishing.
And
then the river goes, hey, Rob! And he's like, oh, wow, maybe we should take this to court.
Hey, Rob?
Yeah, Rob Redford. The river just yells at him.
Oh, I didn't know you yelled.
Oh, yeah, he yelled, hey, Rob.
I thought you yelled at your red rum.
Red rum! It's a crazy river.
New
All
Zealand,
trickling and no babbling make river a dull boy.
no, New Zealand's river granted legal status as person after a 170-year battle, immediately diagnosed with multiple personality disorder.
Yeah. It's a crazy river. Hey, we don't use the word crazy.
No. That river's a person.
Just
Just like you.
That river is differently sentient.
Well, there's like, what's that? Non-person humans?
Yeah.
Like dolphins?
Yeah, and monkeys, when they give monkeys like people status.
I feel like bears should be not people person.
I don't know. That's a gray area to me.
Wolves?
I mean, don't be mean to any animal. That's not the point. But giving it to like where a monkey can vote or something.
How's a monkey gonna...
If you give it those rights, I think that's what it is, right?
But how is a monkey even gonna be compelled to go into the booth?
Here's my art. That's the argument.
That's not the argument. No one's saying don't give them rights because then they could vote.
But what rights are you giving it?
Give the monkey the right to vote, okay? Just do it. I don't care because he's not gonna vote.
But you don't know. What if that monkey shows up and scribbles in a box? Does that monkey know? I mean, there's a lot of people that do the same thing. Just saying. I don't know.
I read an article recently.
If you give orcas and stuff are smart. Or giving them, but is it just ones we keep in a tank for a long time and we're like, we can't release it back into the wild? Let's give it non-person people. What is it? It's a non-person people rights.
Non-person people, yeah, something like that.
Non-person people rights.
Yeah, I think it just means like don't eat them. I don't know what it means.
Yeah, okay. So don't eat the monkey. Don't eat the orca. But
I read something recently about how no one really knows how strong a male gorilla can be because they can't properly motivate it to work out. Like, they can't like get it. Like they give it things to pick up, but like if it gets real angry, it'll throw stuff. But they can't.
They're naturally super strong. They can measure that, but they're not like, let's get this guy.
No, even then, like they're like, oh hey gorilla, pick that thing up, that giant rock, because they're so strong that the things that they can get it to pick up, it just does. So then they're like, well, could it pick that thing up? And they can't motivate it to do it.
Like to really exert itself to try and see.
Right.
Yeah. So you're going to give this thing people rights?
Yeah. Dude, an orangutan could rip the arm off your body. A gorilla
could rip both arms off your body.
A gorilla could probably give you another arm. I don't know what I mean by that.
Just
so
like
strong.
Ram it into your body.
So strong. That's my picture.
Yeah, they're insanely strong. We're gonna have to have a whole episode in the future on non-person people rights, because I got stuff in my head mulling around.
What?
I'm not getting into it now. We don't have enough time. Stay tuned.
Are you there? Okay, well, what do you want me to click, man? Let me go over the headlines again.
Okay.
Serial sending subliminal messages to help bees. Man claimed on Facebook he ran a circumcision service in his cabin in the woods.
I know what the two is between. It's between the sentient river and the...
You don't want to know about the erotic raccoon? Erotic raccoon.
No, because I think I got that one figured out. To me, that's not
taking nude photos in Russia.
Not as weird. Because I think that's just people taking naked pictures with a thing, and it's not going to fly in Russia. I think, but the thing, 100-year battle with making a river a person makes no sense. And the one about, what was the one?
Google spreads lies about caramelized onions.
Wow, was he furious? I'm still going with that.
That's your vote? That's my vote. Where did I find that? Okay, writer horrified.
Playing the card.
Tom Soka says Google's algorithm took his most valuable journalistic work about how long it actually takes to caramelize onions.
Boom.
And used it to perpetuate a lie. Okay? So he says that there's a claim that it only takes 5 to 10 minutes to caramelize onions. He found it takes about 45 minutes to get an hour to get soft brown onions.
Yeah.
28 minutes if you cook at maximum heat and stir constantly. Oh man, I fucking crush it, dude.
Yeah.
It's not just not true, it has real consequences. People who talked to me after I published my initial thing about the question let me know that they had blamed themselves. They thought they were bad cooks, thinking they couldn't do it in 10 minutes.
Oh, so the lie it perpetuated was that you could do it quickly.
So then if you Google, how long does it take to caramelize onions? It says about 5 minutes.
Oh.
How long does it take to Google has fixed it, shit. It says 35 to 40 minutes.
This man is no longer horrified.
But the next thing says, why recipe writers lie. He's not horrified anymore.
I may have wasted my card. I now want to know why that river was turned into a person. Damn. The world may never know.
No, we can't go back.
No going back. We don't, it's not like we make the rules or anything. Okay, why is this river made a person after 150 years?
A river in New Zealand has become the first landmark in the world to be recognized as a living entity. Well, wait a minute.
Why not a tree? Why not one of them big trees in the redwood forest?
But recognized
that is
as
a living entity.
A living entity? Oh, hold on. Okay, the river, which flows 145 kilometers in the north central island, given legal personhood by the country's parliament on Wednesday.
What does that mean? So if you run up and smack the surface of the river, are you going to get in trouble for battery?
Today brings the longest running litigation in New Zealand's history to an end.
I bet they did it just to be done with it. Fuck it. Just make it a person. I'm tired of this. 150 years every fucking month. Make it.
It's not even good, man. It's just because there's a tribal people who, like, it's part of their beliefs.
Oh, okay. Okay, well, actually, that doesn't piss me off as bad. I thought it was some jackass now. But for 150 years ago, so they're in their tribal beliefs. They believe that it's like a spirit or it's a deity or it has long
recognized Te Awa to recognizes the deep spiritual connection between the Wanganui, Iwi, and the
butchering those names, man,
crushing them all. The strong platforms for the future of the Wanganui River. Yeah.
Okay, all right. Now you know what? I'm fine with that.
That's why we don't click the articles, Nathan.
But you never know what's going to be.
That's why. That's exactly true. You never know.
You never know. The less you know.
I like the idea that just someone's like, fuck it, we let monkeys vote, and they said we should have river people.
That's why we only get one card we can use every once in a while. But that leads to more conversation.
Go on.
Well, I mean, the conversation is just that I'm fine with that. Give it to the people. Give it back to the people.
Apparently someone's been hiding steak sauce bottles in an Ohio library.
Empty or full?
Man, use our card, man.
I wish I would have kept that card. The end.
Turns out they're empty.
Oh, well, that sucks.
They found over 28 of them, and they can't figure out who's doing it.
That's super funny.
We should send this to our friends over at Secret Trans Podcast.
Yeah. Hey guys.
Hey guys, get to the bottom of this.
I think it's ghosts. I think it's a haunted. It's a haunted steak man. What kind of ghost would be putting steak sauces?
Mr. Ponderosa himself.
Mr. Ponderosa, who famously died by choking. He choked on a steak because he put too much A1 sauce on it. And it tickled his throat as he swallowed it, and he coughed, and it got lodged in his throat. So now as a ghost, he's going around planting empty bottles as some weird metaphor to be like, don't use A1 steak sauce. We don't know it's A1 steak sauce. I love A1 steak sauce.
It is A1 steak sauce.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
This podcast is brought to you by A1 steak sauce. That's how steak is done.
You got something that would be improved with steak sauce? Sure do, because everything's improved with steak sauce.
That's how steak is done. Or how anything. That's our new motto. Hey, A1 steak sauce, we got this for you. A1 steak sauce. You can improve it all. That was bad.
A1 steak sauce. Even this commercial.
A1 steak sauce. Sock it in your jaw.
A1 steak sauce. Get it in you.
A1 steak sauce. Pour it on your girlfriend's feet.
When she's not looking.
The fuck is that? What the fuck's wrong with you? A1 steak sauce.
The fuck's wrong with you?
A1 snake sauce.
A1 snake sauce.
A1 snake sauce. It's poisonous. A1 steak sauce. Sneak it in the bedroom or the bathroom.
A1 sneak sauce?
A1 sneak sauce. Get it in there. Where? Mm-hmm.
A1 squeak sauce. This is getting... Where are we going?
Don't know what happened. Oh my god.
That's gonna do it for us this week on the old Royal We. You guys
Nike's A1 sneaker sauce.
get further and further
What the
away.
hell's happening? A1 space sauce. Sauce in space. We gotta kill it.
This is gonna do it for us this week, guys.
Yeah, we're done.
If you guys come across some headlines in your day to day, you find one on the side of the street or on the internet,
Take it in, feed it.
then bring it to us.
We'll eat it with A1 steak sauce.
You guys can send us headlines, goofy headlines, silly headlines to royalwecast@gmail.com or on Twitter @royalwecast. I want to thank
Kishibashi.
Thank Kishibashi for letting us use his song intro / Pathos on the album 151A. I also want to thank a big shout out to my sister Kat for letting us use this sound effect.
Oh, hell no! Yeah.
Thank you so much. If you guys want to send us not headlines,
Sound effects.
sound effects, do it.
Yeah.
You can record them yourself and send them. You can edit them out of YouTube clips.
We'll play almost anything as long as it's not like the N-word.
Right, yeah. We don't have to make that disclaimer. We'll just, up to our discretion, okay?
Yeah. A1 steak sauce. That's how this podcast is done.
Good night, Dad. Did I do all the business?
That's the business.
Oh, dear.